Shit stack.
Okay, AJ, roll into the Sunday service, dog.
That's my jam right here. I told you I love this song. This song just hits different. This song just hits different on a George W.
George W.
Yoo!
W.
Listen to that fine-ass sound there, baby.
There we go.
Guys, there it is. The Cowboys finished the 2023 NFL season undefeated at home after a monumental day of Jimmy Johnson being inducted into the Ring of Honor, CD Lamb going for career high, CD Lamb setting Cowboys records left, right, and center. But more importantly than any of that shit wouldn't have mattered if the Dallas Cowboys don't get away with that win. Cowboys win 2019. How are we all feeling?
Well, I want to say this real quick before we hand it off to our boy EJ Savage, is y'all laughed at me when I said throw CD Lamb 15 balls. Well, guess what? He ended up 13 receptions, 227 yards for a 17.5 average and a tutty. It just makes the story more.
I was going to say, I agreed with you.
We agree with you. We're like, yeah, throw
to him
15.
fucking 20
No,
times.
but when I said everyone when I said 15, everyone said
No.
12.
No. Rewind.
It's all recorded.
It is.
You can go back and
EJ
look.
said 15. That's a lot. I was like, oh yeah, 15 is a lot. At least 10.
Yeah.
But at first
That's
you
what we
said
said. We weren't-
15. I was
Hey.
like, yeah, do it.
I'm
You know what? The
staying to
thing we were
15, and I'm
complaining
saying
about-
your 10 call is too little.
You're going
Give
full.
the man.
You're going full ultra cowboy on us right now.
Well, the thing we were complaining about last
exactly
week is
what I
that they
said.
went away from him. So if he's cooking, go at him. Continue to go
Yes.
at him. So,
And he's
my
always
thing
cooking.
is- my first point, real quick. I have to get this off the rip.
Okay.
Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn. What the hell was that coaching down the stretch?
At what
What the
part?
hell?
Like you mean at the very
Explain.
end?
Give it- give us
I
some-
agree.
event there. Mike McCarthy, you know that they're down there. You can't call a freaking timeout right there and lose one of your timeouts in case you do have to go the length of the field to get a field goal. And you were bailed out by worse coaching on the other side by Dan Campbell, because not only did he have one attempt to go for the field goal, not only did he get 2 attempts, 3 attempts to go for the field goal, and he still goes for the dub and doesn't get it. Thank the Lord. But my goodness, the coaching from the Cowboys has been awful these past couple games.
Fair enough.
The only thing I would say about Dan Campbell, because Nate and I were kind of saying it on the couch here, between us making out,
Yeah.
is that.
Don't reveal everything.
Oh, sorry, yeah, that was off camera. But the only thing that he's playing with house money, right? Like they've clinched their division. They're at least gonna get the 2 seed. Like
That's true,
they're gonna get the 2 seed. They're fighting. They want that 1 seed, and he knows that to get that 1 seed, he doesn't want to put it into overtime. He knows how the Cowboys had been playing. He was like, I'm going for this no matter what. I agree with you. When they first got that penalty, the ineligible receiver, eligible touch or whatever it was,
Yeah.
I would have kicked the football. That's kind of your hint, is like, okay, I wasn't supposed to go for 2.
Yeah.
Let me kick the 1. Let's go. Let's see what happens in overtime.
Yeah, you're
But
right.
but it doesn't change. The Niners are more than likely getting the first overall seed. If the Lions wanted any chance at it, they had to do what they did today and go crazy at the end, which was, I'm going to say this, the most stressful fucking 3 plays of the season.
Hey, can I just say this, EJ? For that bet that we made, obviously Laporta didn't get the touchdown, so it doesn't really matter. But
Yeah.
we were pushed into certain bets. Dak did get his 2 touchdowns, okay? And he did, and then you also said, what does Dak need to do to get back into that MVP conversation? He didn't get 5 touchdowns, but he did get over 340 yards. He got 345 yards. So
Yeah.
not necessarily the game to like put him back into the conversation in terms of media perspective. But how do you feel about Prescott's game today?
Yeah, Dak was nails all game, other than the hit or the miss to Cooks
Yeah.
that first drive, and then the interception afterwards. If you look at that interception play though, Hutchinson does exactly what Micah just did there on that third
jumped
or
a
the
little
second.
bit.
Yeah, he jumped, and I think Dak thought that he had the free play, so he was just throwing it up to CD Lamb. But yeah, he was really good. I think that here's Ultra in the chat. Dak is ass. No, but I got a shout out of that. But no, but honestly, the O line wasn't
Fucking
good.
hell,
You had not nobody running the ball good for you. The offensive line in the trenches was bad. I mean, he played as good as you could ask for considering the circumstances, and he continues to play that way. The only thing that worries me is going into the playoffs. You can't expect Dak to make magic on 3rd and longs over and over and over and expect a good result.
You have to
Because
be
you're
able to
gonna
run.
facing better defenses. And I said it at the top of the show. I said these cornerbacks for Detroit are not good on the outside. CD torched them all night. Brandon Cooks probably could have torched them as well, but CD, I mean, why would you go away from CD when he's having that kind of a night? I just think that it's one of those things you can't continue to be hopeful that you can win this way. You've got to figure out what it is to get the running game going in the playoffs.
Playoffs. Bandwagon Baba says, "Is Nate awake?"
Oh, yeah.
I'm awake.
Nate's a good listener.
I was listening to EJ there.
Botg says, "Is Nate?"
Why is
Why?
Baba got to come at Nate?
I know.
It's not just Baba.
Everybody is. As I said, Botg says, "Is Nate?"
I'm touching my neck, bro.
Nate's
Boots on the ground.
Nate's weekend at Bernie and us right now.
Yeah.
Sorry. Arnie Diaz says, for a $5 super chat, been listening to y'all.
Nate feels attacked.
What else are you supposed to do when someone's talking? Having some good points.
You do what
You're supposed to dance, you
I guess
stupid
so.
idiot.
Arnie
don't-
Diaz with
I
a
don't like
$5
this
super
traveling.
chat says, been listening to y'all while at a rock show, and it's been the best experience of my life.
Hell yeah.
Wow. So you're listening to
Hey,
music and
there
then
you go.
we're in your ear too?
Collective soul
Fair
wasn't
enough.
working out today. Eh?
That's dedication. Send his $5 back right now. I'm just kidding.
Guys, though, hey, this again, the narrative that the Cowboys couldn't beat a winning team, the Cowboys can't beat. Again, they're just going to flip this into we can't win on the road because we know the Cowboys can win at home. I fully
Yeah.
expected this to happen,
Yeah.
but it doesn't take
It
away
was a
from
tough look. It was a tough win. The Cowboys did not look shitty at any point of the game, which I liked.
the defense. Look at the last 2 weeks of the
Well-
defense, holding Miami to 22 and then holding the Lions to 20 or to 19.
Yeah.
The
Defense is
been-
playing
the best
well.
offenses in the league.
Yeah, defense has definitely been stepping up. I
They
think
they
in-
were sorry, Adam. They were certainly bending and not breaking.
Yeah.
Like they did let some big plays go. Runs up the middle. Ones that we were pulling our hair out about, but when it got down to that nitty-gritty, can they get a touchdown? They stopped them.
Yeah, I think like if we look at the offense and the defense played fantastic tonight. I think if we look at the offense and we saw the CD Lamb fumble, and then we also look at the Brandon Cooks missed touchdown,
Tutty throw.
the
Mhm.
tutty throw, like
Mm.
those two
Those
plays
are
right,
two more touchdowns.
two more touchdowns. So
I'll give
and
more
obviously
credence-
it changes the different pace of the game. But I'm just saying those are the right play calls in the right situations. So when we fucking go at the coaches, obviously I'm in the similar camp as EJ, saying that there's a couple of questionable areas that Mike McCarthy should have stepped up in a situation differently. However, those offensive play calls, they were the right play calls. And it was the players who didn't actually execute those plays.
Well, I'm ready to call Sean McKeon back up. Get Peyton Hendershot out.
Oh,
off the
fuck
team.
Hendershot.
Yeah, I agree.
Bro, I don't know
Yeah.
what he looked good last year
Yeah.
in his little bit of reps, but this year he has been awful every time he's been on the
Hey,
field. So get him off, get McKeon back on. He's so much better as a blocker, and he doesn't make the stupid penalties.
And yeah, Hendershot has
Um,
more penalty yards against him than fucking reception yards
He's
for him.
a gangster. Before
Yeah.
we get into anything else in the game, hit that soundbite, the soundbite that you played just before we got on air. How about them Cowboys? Well, that one too, but the other one, the specially made one for the segment of the show.
Your Crackem Player of the Game.
Crack 'em if you got 'em.
Who are those people?
Crack him if
People, guys that I wouldn't hang out with, that's for sure. Do we even have to really dive into this?
No,
at
it's
all?
simple. I
It's
mean,
simple.
looking at the
No.
stats.
Brandon Aubrey.
You're not wrong.
No, I am wrong. It's CD Lamb. I'm
Darian
definitely wrong.
Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb, 13 for 227 yards and a touchdown.
Oh, sorry, guys. I'm just waking up.
Well, hey,
Here's
sorry.
a fun stat about that. He had a long of 92, which obviously, but the rest, his average was 17.5. Damn,
That's
dog.
huge.
Yeah, you know what? I got to shout out Nate Dogg. He called 2021. It was 1920.
That
That's
is
pretty damn good.
that is
Yeah.
pretty fucking close. That's
Nate,
as
that's
close as literally 2 points off.
Nate Dogg was very
Every
close.
time I've been on with Nate Dogg, I think that he's hit it right on the head or been really freaking close. So
That's the guy. That's Nate Dogg.
Thank you, EJ.
Oh,
so,
you
yeah, I
woke
gotta
up again,
shout out
Nate?
Thank you, bro.
Bandwagon
Back
Baba
to bed.
So back
Bam-
to
Yeah,
CD.
yeah.
Bandwagon Baba says, "Sorry, Nate, but you weren't moving, so I was worried."
It's like, has anyone checked Nate for the last
Yes,
hour?
I'm like, oh fuck, yeah. I guess I should
You know
check
what?
his pulse.
What a place to go out, though.
Yeah, that would
I
be.
mean, I'm
Yeah.
okay here. I'm comfortable as fuck.
Look at the rest of the Cowboys' offense. You look
Stone
at
drunk.
look at the CD Lamb receiving yards,
Thank you,
and then
bandwagon Baba.
look at everybody else's.
Hang on, I'm gonna pull this.
That
up.
is just wild.
I don't know what happened there.
It's
Yeah,
just
there we go.
it's crazy that CD Lamb is just 227 yards, and then the closest guy to him has 60.
So you look
Yeah.
at that.
That's wild.
CD Lamb had
Reception's not even
50%.
half.
No, CD had 50% of the receptions, and well
Over half
over
of the
well
yard.
over half of the yard.
So if you're an opposing team, obviously you know now. I mean,
but here's the thing,
I mean, all I have to do is double team CD and let everyone else try to play
Nate.
because you can't run on you.
No, and Nate, at this time, at this point, that's been well defined. I think the Cowboys need to honestly just go all in and be like, there's been receivers in the past who have been able to just been like, yeah, this is our guy, and this is who we're throwing to on every single fucking play. And if not, then we start looking at
Sure,
other
look at
players.
Kansas City. You don't throw to Kelsey.
Yeah, you suck.
Yeah.
Kelsey will throw it. But I don't think that because they didn't double team CD once today.
Yeah, you saw Brandon Cooks getting bracketed, but you
Yeah,
didn't
I
see
saw
No,
more
well-
bracket on Brandon Cooks than I ever saw on CD today.
Because I do think that there is still a threat in Brandon Cooks because I don't think he has the elite speed, but he has the threat. He has a threatening speed.
But he doesn't
So they
run
have
those
to make it
intermediate
honest.
routes though. CD Lamb runs those intermediate
Whatever
routes.
they're-
I haven't seen Brandon Cooks just fucking shoots down the sideline.
I know, but that's still enough to make a defense be honest and like being like, okay, we have to watch this guy because if he does break out, and Dak showed it a few times here.
They're trying to pick
this
their
week and
poison.
last week, Dak
Yeah.
has shown that he's willing to make that deep
Yeah.
throw now, and that's different than honestly. That's been different than the rest of the.
But I'll tell you what, 92
season.
long, that's not happening again. right?
No,
That's-
No.
So that's
Yeah.
the big play. The game.
But you know what? But even
It's
the-
92 on
yeah, you
227.
take the 227.
So
90
take 92 away.
Still had a good game.
Still had a good game.
Yeah, but he doesn't score the touchdown. So
True.
Fuck you, Nate.
it's game over. No, and I'm just saying, like you're saying.
Oh yeah.
So
No, but let's say even that he just gets the first down.
I
on that
honestly
play.
think if the Cowboys put out a fullback 60% of the time, it'll work all the time.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like if they put a
It's
fullback out,
science.
it's science. If they put a fullback out, though, they're at least showing that they have the ability to run.
But no one's scared of the Cowboys.
But no one's
run.
scared of the run. But I think
yeah.
if you
Our
throw
run
that
game is just so fucking dog
you,
shit.
you have to start doing something different because I've watched you guys' show, which means I've watched
Okay, so
Cowboys games.
you've got elite
They're-
coverage.
They're
on the
not.
Cowboys,
They're not
I
doing
get it.
anything different in the running game. They're not doing anything different in the running game that's scaring people. And if you're going to throw 13
No.
passes to CeeDee Lamb, that's great now. But in the playoffs,
Playoffs.
that's different game.
He's got a point.
You're absolutely right. They're like.
So,
I know.
Go ahead, EJ. Sorry.
no, I was just gonna say Nate's absolutely right. This brand of football isn't beating the 49ers in the playoffs. I'll be
Playoffs.
brutally honest. Because when you meet a team that's as physical in the front as the 49ers, and they have as good of linebackers sideline to sideline, they don't care
Healthy
about your
49ers.
running. You know, they don't care about your running game, and then that allows them to play coverage. They're physical on the outside. Yeah, Hufunga, his injury hurts their defense on the back end, but their defense is so good, and they can match your offensive explosiveness. So, you know, that's the matchup. We got to get over that hurdle regardless in the playoffs if we meet up with them.
Playoffs.
But
even
at-
even EJ bringing in Seattle, they covered it pretty well.
Yeah, I think the Lions were a little bit. I mean, they're like third overall defense in rushing.
Yeah,
But if you knew that as Mike McCarthy going in, if you guys remember like 3 years back, it was under the Jason Garrett administration, I think. or maybe it was Mike.
The
Book, I don't
biggest
know, but
loser in
they
football
abandoned the
ever.
run.
Jason
They
Garrett.
abandoned the run completely against Tampa Bay,
Yeah.
and Dak went for 400 yards that week one.
Yep.
Remember that because
Yeah.
they were
That was
so
that was McCarthy.
scared.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So they were so scared of Tampa Bay's run defense. You knew that this was a good run defense, and you continued to just run straight into that line every single time. I think Tony Pollard maybe was stopped at the line of scrimmage or tackled for loss on probably 9 occasions.
It was all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If we're
you're
talking
right.
about
Hit-
getting to the line of scrimmage,
Yeah.
I'd say at least that amount because I think he had
Yeah.
5. I think he had 5 lost, like behind, like minus 2 to minus 5 yards lost on 5 runs. So 9 on getting at the line of scrimmage is probably pretty safe and fair to say.
And if you insist on running, get Cavante Turpin, get CD Lamb on those end arounds, stuff like that, that at least gives you a shot at getting or playing into the Lions linebackers really biting on one side of the field. So it's one of those things. I just don't understand it. You got to adjust to the defense that you're facing.
Yeah, exactly.
Ultra Cowboy says EJ is cool, shows no emotion, hell of a poker player.
But you know what? Showing a lot of emotion can be good in poker too because you can use it to your advantage.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say he keeps Ultra.
Yeah.
Nate will just have to go back into the chat and look at what Ultra's saying about 49ers. I'm not
Oh.
going to, I
Gotta
won't
hit that chat replay.
All
hit
I
that
want to
chat replay there for you.
I'm
Nate.
gonna look right fucking now.
I definitely agree with EJ. The run game is just fucking dismal.
This was the first time I've been like, this is the first time
Scary.
ever that I've been like, just stop running the ball.
But look,
Right,
Don't
a
even.
100%.
I said just don't even give. Just
I know.
stop. Stop doing it.
instead of and I don't know if Dowdle had anything to do with that. He is a good guy to come in and help.
He'll give you that spark plug kind of play where
exactly.
he's got that tough run. Where Tony just did not. Tony had 1 or 2 half decent runs that without those runs, he might have had a fucking 1.5 average.
But even still, I'm
That's
leaning.
generous.
But I'm leaning much more towards now. Like, I understand running the ball, keep the defense honest, but like, accept that you're going to lose 1.5 yards if that's the case, and fucking just be tossing the ball more. I mean, it's not a very.
Jesus Christ.
It's what?
Ultra. He's reading.
Oh, it's not.
AJ thought you were laughing
Yeah,
at
I was
him.
like,
No,
what did
no,
I
no,
say
no.
that was so fucking egregious?
just you talking.
No, but at the
Just
end
you
of the day,
breathing,
it's not
dog.
a.
You fucking breathing, dog.
It's not a. It doesn't kill the boys, but like to lose a good running
the
game.
thing with
But
the
it, but it certainly makes them one-dimensional. And then the sad part about that is our passing game is one-dimensional.
But
so.
the issue with running the football, it's not even as much as it's controlling the clock also, right? Like if you
Yes.
pass,
Yeah.
like when you get a lead, you have to still, even if you're not getting yards, you almost have to just run it once just to keep bleeding the clock. Bleeding the
Well,
clock's super important, right?
Dowdle might be the guy that we need to help do that.
Yeah.
Because he can come in and help relieve Tony Pollard. Deuce Vaughn is not going to provide that. Deuce
Yeah.
Vaughn's coming in for something
read
special.
Read his stat line out.
2 for 2 in one. It doesn't. I
had
don't
a
even
nice
want to
little
shit on
screen.
Deuce Vaughn, but I'm just saying like him as a backup is only going to provide a goofy play, not a fucking like.
You'll get like a screenplay
Yeah.
where he had that nice screen,
Yeah,
which
That's
is still
exactly what I mentioned.
yeah,
at the
the
top.
screens in the arsenal, but he's not. I mean, again, I would have liked to see a little Lepke here. Honestly, I know I was rough on Lepke last week, but I wouldn't have minded to see him get a 2nd and 5 carry,
Absolutely.
especially when the Tony Pollard thing wasn't working.
When
but
it's not working, when it's not working.
when we're talking about this shitty run game, it's really unfair for us to say Tony Pollard, Tony Pollard, Tony Pollard.
Yes.
There was multiple times that he was hit by 2 guys when he was
Yes.
3 yards
Yeah.
behind the line of scrimmage.
What can you
No
do?
running back's going to be good in
No.
that situation.
Most of the time,
Right.
a lot of those, I would say in the first quarter, maybe it's because I was mostly coherent then, but it seemed
Coherent,
like
Jay?
more earlier on in the game when Tony
Bro,
Tony
Ultra's
Pollard
had too many shots.
when Tony Pollard was getting the ball, he was getting hit like 2 or 3 guys, or that's being too much, but 1 or 2 guys before he even hit the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's not on him.
So what are you trying to do? Like, no running back is going to be able to deal with that. They have to break 2 tackles.
It's impossible.
What's Ultra saying? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I
go
know
ahead.
it's like
None of it's good.
Go ahead.
I know what
If you're gonna fucking snicker, I want to hear what he's gonna
yeah,
say.
I want to fucking Adam and Nate got the dubs on this.
I'll just say,
None of it's good.
I'll read this one. AJ bores me with his stats. When he tries to get laid, he pulls out his Excel spreadsheet.
Ultra's
Ultra.
wasted, bro.
No, Ultra.
And Ultra said earlier on he's fucking drunk, so he's in a
He's on that Puerto Rican
I love
rum.
I love Ultra, but what he's doing right there is he's reflecting himself in his comment. You know how like he's angry at me for that,
He's
but
projecting.
really, yeah, he's projecting. But really, he's like, I gotta pull out my Excel sheet.
I mean, I think if you pulled out an Excel sheet to get laid, it might work.
And by the way, it's a Google sheet. It's digital now,
Google
bro.
It's on his phone.
because I don't know if many people would ever do that, so I bet you it would work more times than not.
Okay, let me get you a couple questions here. Joey Macia says when they had to run the ball on the second down, they didn't and let the Lions have extra time. So this was in the middle of what you guys were. when you
Okay,
guere
At the end
so-
of the game,
Yes.
where and
That
we were
was after
saying,
the CD catch.
Yeah.
and we were
then
saying,
Dak threw it out of bounds.
yeah, we were saying, run the ball here. You have to run the ball here. You have to
Right.
run the ball here.
Look,
and they didn't.
When it works, we're happy.
Yeah,
When
and if it doesn't, we're gonna
we're
critique the
gonna
shit
go
out of it.
So like I love it. I love the aggressiveness, but again, it comes down to eventually teams are going to catch on. Okay, just fucking double up CD Lamb and the Cowboys have nothing.
I think you even double them up and you can't do anything to CeeDee Lamb.
But
But-
you slow them down enough.
You'll slow him down, and then maybe that's
Cowboys
the games where
O-line
you
Well,
see Cooks
if you double him, he's not getting 92-yard touchdowns.
not
No.
getting 92-yard touchdown. He's not getting 200 however many yards.
Well, I think on that second down play, the run to TP is not the right call. I think it's just an option, and Dak keeps it, so you keep the clock running, but you play into the aggressiveness of the Lions, all going with the running back, and you probably get a really solid game from Dak just keeping it right there, and you keep the clock rolling.
We've
So,
kind of went
yeah.
away from that too. They kind of
yeah.
there was a couple of like mid-season. We saw it live at the Chargers game where Dak kept the ball and was open for like a 30-yard touchdown or whatever the hell it was.
Hey,
But I
earlier
feel like-
this game too.
Yeah, well, exactly. I feel like they've kind of gone away from that. There's probably looks where Dak could keep, and they just kind of that maybe they're. And I've said this before, and I got shit on by you guys a little bit. Maybe they're
Sloppy
saving.
feet.
No, maybe they're saving some stuff for the postseason. But
No, not when it, look, the run today was clear as day that he probably should have taken that, and then that's
I
the
mean
pick
more
play.
so.
That's the
I
pick
mean,
play.
sorry, I don't mean like on broken plays. Like that was a broken play, right? Like that was a pass play.
It was his pick play, though.
Yeah, but that's a broken play. He was.
Oh, you're.
I mean, like actually draw up a play where it's either he's handing the ball off or he's keeping it.
Yeah.
Where he's making a read to either keep the
I
ball
don't know
or
if I
hand it
like
off.
those.
I do like them because whenever they do them, they work.
Okay.
And in a situation when you needed to run, and because the reason they work is because they're not expecting it ever. They're never expecting Dak to keep the ball.
Yeah.
And when they've done it the 3 times this year, he's averaged like 15 yards and a touchdown.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that's what I mean. Maybe they're saving a play like that for the postseason so that
What?
they don't get Dak killed. We
Yeah,
watched
but,
it. We
the
watched
thing
it
is-
live happen. He had
Yeah.
a 30-yard run touchdown.
My thing is that Dak gets he's like a rhythm quarterback. He gets so into doing certain things that if you're not keeping it in the back of his head, like, hey, you got the option to do this, he's just going to go with the habit of just handing it off. And that's what I just don't like about this whole trying to save stuff. Just whatever. If they are going to game plan for something, at least it's going to keep their linebackers honest, and they're not going to just crash downhill on every single run play. And we might have some semblance of a run game moving forward.
Can I ask this? And I'm going to.
Do it.
Okay.
No.
Are the Cowboys the most? How do I ask this?
What
in the
you-
right way? No.
You can't say you're going to ask a question before you know how you're going to ask the
I'm going
question.
to need your help
Okay, let's
for the
let's
wording.
work
That-
through it.
that-
Let's work through it.
So are the Cowboys the most untalented playoff team? In that I mean,
No. Oh,
no.
sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No. I just mean that like our talent comes from on offense at least very few players, and on defense there are specific players too. I don't know if that's any different. Defense seems more rounded for sure, but is that Somewhat
If
true.
you're
DJ
talking,
said no.
Well, I think your question's too broad. As in playoff team. If you were saying like,
Just compared to
Sorry.
playoff teams, compared to the teams that we're going to meet in the playoffs.
well, but
Playoffs.
Tampa Bay's probably the first team we're playing. Do you think? I'd say Tampa's worse than us.
Okay.
He has a point.
No,
I
he
think
does have.
a
I
point.
think he has a point with like San Fran, Eagles. I mean, Detroit maybe even with like a little bit.
No, I honestly, Ant, I think he might. I think he's right.
But
We
with-
might have the worst amount of weapons out of any offensive team in the
Oh,
playoffs.
but he didn't say offense. He said team. That's where I'm going against.
Okay,
if
well,
we're saying
team, yeah.
if we're
Let's
saying
put
if you say offense, my answer will be different.
Yeah, well, I meant okay.
You said team, so I was
Well,
thinking
team includes offense too. Defense is yes. So, but defense, I did say
It does.
it does, and the defense, defense is probably more well-rounded than offense, but offense has 2 stars.
Okay, AJ, when is your Excel sheet coming out, bro? Because I just,
If you were saying offense, I'd agree with you.
Okay,
yeah, we
let's
might.
talk offense then.
Then yeah, we
I'm
probably
interested
do.
in the conversation more than making a point.
No, but so offense.
Yeah.
I do. The Bucks
Here's
have
the thing,
better
is, like,
offensive players than us. Maybe. Do they have better team than us? No. So that's where I'm getting at. That's the difference. Is if you
I
said
think-
offense, yes, we're probably tied for one of the worst teams.
I don't
Yeah.
think the Bucks have a better offense than us.
Evans, White,
go
uh,
White.
Good one.
Goodwin or Godwin. There's
Yeah.
3. Like realistically,
Well, I was okay.
their
so-
running back's better than our running back right now. Their
Okay,
wide
even
receiver is one of the
Bucks,
best.
I think the Bucks is the only one in question. Rams 100% have better weapons than us. Seahawks 100% have better weapons than us. Niners, yes. Eagles, yes. It was Lions, yes.
Not a better
Is that fair?
quarterback though. Not a better quarterback.
They're not a better quarterback.
I-
I'm not
I-
saying that
I-
they're
I
going
just-
to
I-
beat us,
I
but I just
disagree.
mean in terms of like, okay, who would you be starting on your Madden team of all these guys? It's CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott, and then I don't know that there's really anyone else. O-line excluded, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Offense, defense becomes a little bit more murky. You might want like some depth with the Cowboys' depth on D line is really good, right? Like we've got
This is I
a
think
sick
this
D-line.
discussion is excluding offensive line, excluding quarterback,
Mhm.
wide receivers, running backs, tight ends.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go with that.
Okay.
Then yeah,
I feel like
we're
the
tied.
Cowboys
We're like
are,
we're sixth.
are equalish with the Bucks, and yeah, so 6 is what I would say.
So I'm just
Team, I'm going to say team. I'm going to say 4th.
the bigger the point that I was rolling back to with that is just that okay, and look what Dak's done with that. Then like we sit back, we look at all the quarterbacks and their weapons. If we say that Dak has had the worst out of those the groups that are going into the playoffs, that Dak has like the shittiest. He has one weapon. I think
Yeah.
that's praiseworthy for both CeeDee Lamb and Dak.
But if we go quarterbacks, so we're doing this talk for weapons. If I'm going quarterbacks, I'm taking
Dak
the
is
only
one.
Dax for me is like that's my guy. I'm going with my guy. I know Nate might not feel that way, but with right now for me, any quarterback in the NFC, any
Right.
quarterback in the NFL, Dak's doing it. Dak's playing well. He had one bonehead throw today where EJ said he might have even thought he had the free play,
Right.
but it all comes down to the quarterback play, right? Like
You're certainly not losing games because of Dak like you did maybe last year.
Sure.
Previous, right?
well, that's
Yeah,
what we hope,
I'd agree with
anyways,
that.
because that like definitely the I wouldn't even say the first Niners meeting was completely Dak's fault. The whole team just the whole offense shit the bed in
Yeah.
the first half.
No one came to play.
No one really came to play.
Yeah,
Where
no one came to play.
last year it was clear that if we had any offense out there, the Cowboys win because we held the Niners, who were on fire at the time. I think we held them to 19 points.
Yeah.
And going into that game, if you told me in the divisional that we held the Niners to 19 points, I'm betting everything on that.
Yeah.
If
That
I
we
could
win.
if I
Yeah,
could get
yeah.
a cheat sheet saying the Niners are only going to score 19 points,
yeah.
I would have bet the fucking farm on that because I would have thought we would have scored
Cowboys
more
are
than
going to
12
score 21.
at least,
yeah.
right? So Dak to be did lose that game. By the way, I thought he lost that game. This year, if
Agreed.
you had to go NFC quarterbacks, you kind of got 1A, 1B with Brock Purdy and Dak
Dak
Prescott.
Purdy.
However you want to, whatever side of that you are on, you're
Yep.
gonna 1A them, 1B them,
Yep.
and then you can kind of just put the rest of the quarterbacks like Out of the
Stafford.
other,
I think
I'd say
Stafford's above
Stafford.
the
I'd
rest.
say Stafford's 3,
Mm.
and we're just talking NFC here. I'd say Stafford's 3. Then
Goofball 4th.
you think so? I was gonna put Hurts just because of you still have to think he does get those fucking tush
He
pushes.
does.
He has so many turnovers. Though.
He does, but so does Goofy though. Goofy has those games against good teams. So I don't know. I'm gonna go Goofy, Goofy Goff, and Hurts. I still think Hurts is above him. I do. Then
Yeah.
I'd go Goff. Then I'd go Mayfield. Then I would go Geno.
So what's your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
I'm going Dak for me. Dak, Purdy, Stafford, Hurts, Goff. Why can't I think of the other guy? I just said his name.
Baker.
Geno.
Baker, Geno. That's right now with how the NFC
Okay.
playoffs are. That's my order of quarterbacks. So, and this is when we're
It
talking,
doesn't seem fair. Like if you're looking at an all-star lineup and that's who you have to pick from.
right?
I mean, like
Well, that-
for
and-
me, Dak's the guy, but like, who's your like Purdy, system? Look, I hate saying this in front of you, Nate. I think Purdy's a great quarterback. He's in a great system too, though.
But he still
So-
put up the numbers. And
Oh
that's,
yeah,
that's the only
totally,
thing. Like,
totally
Every-
come
every-
in,
put-
play the game. He
Every
can do it.
quarterback's in a
that's what I mean. You could put any
Fair
other.
enough,
You could
fair
put.
enough.
I mean, they had Garoppolo, essentially
Yeah.
the same fucking
Yeah.
players.
Let's not talk.
Sorry,
about it.
Nate. I know you have PTSD
Yeah,
about Garoppolo.
Brock,
That's a good
out of all
list.
the
It's a good list.
Ds that have,
See?
well, now,
Ooh.
since we've already done this entire mental exercise, we might as well just rank defenses now.
Sure.
For the NFC, we're going.
Well,
Yeah, just NFC.
Before you do that though, Botg says, side note, love how tight Nate hugs that Cowboys pillow. Like he really loves the Cowboys, and the whole and the whole Niners thing is a false cover.
Boots,
Oh, man.
boots. You're
Wow.
gonna make Nate rip that pillow up. They are comfy pillows.
Uh,
What else am I supposed to do here? This is a deep ass couch. Man.
Swallows you up, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
But if
fully,
we went
fuck, what
defense,
you
or do you
gonna
have
do?
anything else from chat
well,
that you
yeah,
want to get out?
there's a lot.
Well,
There's
pick
a lot
three.
going on.
Okay.
Pick 3.
Sandy says, can we talk about clock management? Why are we throwing on second down and the last?
Well, we
on the
talked
last
about
drive?
that.
We already
a
talked
little
about
bit.
that.
Can you just bring it up one?
Well,
just
let's.
Well, we
give-
should have
let's
ran
hit
it.
quick.
We should have ran it.
Run it back.
We should have ran on that second down.
Dak keeper on the option is my preferred play right there.
Okay. Tyler Smith, any updates?
He was out on the sideline. They did show him still in gear, which was nice. Well, obviously didn't go back in the game, but I don't think it was as bad as we initially thought. The way he was holding his foot, that back of that heel, you're thinking, oh my God, this dude just blew his Achilles out. But hopefully he's okay.
On the Terrence Steele or Aiden Hutchinson beating Terrence Steele on that spin move, I was gasping because I thought that Dak
Was
got
dead?
killed.
Yeah, his
Yeah,
leg
literally.
his leg looked like it was in a car crash.
That's the one thing that derails the season. I mean,
Yep.
as much talk as we have about all the other guys getting injured, like this team is not the same without Dak Prescott and his ability to continually get third down conversions.
Yep.
Respect asks, what is your opinion on the reffing tonight?
I liked it.
It was good reffing, man.
I think it was the
They-
best reffing we've had. Like
Yeah.
they
They
let
let-
shit go both sides.
They
Let 'em
called
play.
they called the line, which I think is the appropriate, like 1A is the line, and then 1 is the line, 2 is the secondary. And they let the secondary play a little bit more, or you don't
Both,
see it
I
on
think.
TV as easily as you can, but it seems
I
like
mean, we all got to just at this point. Like I thought this was the game Micah got a flag. It's just
it didn't happen.
It's
I
not
told
gonna-
you guys, they didn't even get freaking one.
it's not going
No.
to happen. So as
Didn't
like,
get one.
but on the same side, they weren't calling the Cowboys players for holds either, right? So
That's what I mean.
I don't mind it
That's-
if Micah's gonna get away or not get holding calls, just don't give Cowboys players the same fucking penalty for
Yeah.
doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
If we have to
Yeah.
have that trade off, I think our offensive line needs that little bit of extra help. So if we have to deal with, and Micah's dealt with it the whole season. So all in all, I'd rather watch a game like we watched today than one that was against the Seahawks where we were surprised when there wasn't a penalty.
Yeah.
Right. So as far as officiating went, I honestly didn't mind it.
Yeah.
As far
They
as a
swallowed their
viewing
whistles,
experience.
but it was consistent for both sides.
Hey,
Ultra saying Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl literally 5 minutes after he said this team is one and done is the epitome of
Ultra.
That's Ultra Cowboy. That is how he rolls, man. He's on that Puerto Rican rum. I guarantee it. He's on
Oh,
something.
somebody must have bought him a drink at the bar.
No, he's drunk AF
Fucking
right
A.
now, baby. And
Ultra
still no
Cowboy.
holding calls on Micah Parsons.
You're not going to get them. We just got to. I thought this might have been it. We just got to get over it.
And why? Like, just why?
You just have to. I mean, it's gonna ruin your watching the game experience
Here-
because I just after the first two I saw, I was like, fuck it, I'm not even watching them anymore because it
This
drives
this
me
is what
bonkers.
the NFL is juggling a product on television, entertainment product, as well as a sports league. So we're always going to see them adjust these rules so that they can get away with enough, but also keep the game's integrity. And what they're finding is that people are more and more inclined to allow the rules to get loose so that we get more big plays. That's what the data is showing the NFL. It's not what I agree
Or-
with.
Or you know what? This my wife's in marketing. AJ, you got a good point. What's the best way to help with ratings? Is get people angry.
Oh,
If you
sure.
don't call stuff.
Yes.
Then they're gonna get angry. They're gonna tweet about it. They're gonna be on the Twitter. They got the Twitter fingers, like
True.
your boy from Canada says, Strake. And there you go.
Done.
You got
Yeah.
yourself some entertainment.
So there's
and some marketing. right
Talking
there.
points.
in all sports, there's two wings. There is the actual league itself that is like trying to keep the integrity of the game, and then there's a marketing division, which is looking to sell this to more people. And the NFL has a great marketing division. In
That was where you were supposed to input, like, buy your Cowboys can fan
yeah,
merch
I
now.
know. Hey,
Drop
damn
the ball,
it!
He won't capitalize.
CowboysCanFan.com/store is the
And we show our booty holes on it.
in the
What do you
future.
guys?
Well,
We've named our Crack'em player of the game, I believe, correct?
Yeah,
CD
yeah,
Lamb.
CD.
What do you think, minus the 92-yarder, obviously, was the play of the game, defensively or offensively?
the fucking idiot not getting 68 eligible. Or that was the goddamn play of the
I
game for
tweeted
me.
that
I
right
agree.
as soon as they scored that. I was like, I never heard the ref announce that player eligible, and literally within a little bit, the flags came flying, and I was like, oh, this is must be what it
I was
is.
I was already in full defense mode. I was like, we got 23 seconds. We have one timeout. It's okay. We need one because
Because
we
half
Like, McCarthy
standing, he
wasted one,
wasn't.
but
Yeah.
yeah, you wasted. We have headphones on, so we can't hear the game usually. So I was already okay. We got time. Don't worry about it. And then we saw the flag, and we all went nuts.
Oh man.
Look,
Yeah.
I won't be specific, but I think like Dak Prescott's play in general was nicely impressive.
Yeah.
He,
You know, if I can be critical of
yeah.
Dak at all, I would have liked to see him go like this to the sideline, like, I can't hear you. I'm not getting the calls in because they're freaking runs, and I'm just gonna go pass.
oh yeah,
Um,
I'm going
Well, yeah,
rogue.
that
I'm
was
going
my
rogue.
only concern.
rogue.
Footsteps Flacco
Yeah.
style.
Yeah, there you go.
Honestly, I didn't mind some of the runs that equated to negative yards because I think you do have to run so that you can open up that option for the passing game. It obviously was not effective, so I don't know how effective that is, how effective that played out in the game. But in theory, it's a good theory, right? Like make sure you keep running so that you can open up your passing game, or at least keep the defense honest where they can't just sit back and fucking wait for that pass. So I like that aspect of it, but otherwise, yeah, it was a pretty dog shit run game.
Bot G with a $5 super chat saying,
Oh,
EJ,
shit, yeah.
EJ bet you guys before the show a shot on the over under on Micah hold calls. He went under. All of you guys went over. Pay up, boys. Let's see it.
Boner alert!
Yep.
Yeah, he's not.
Okay.
He's not wrong.
So what are we gonna do? A screech?
Yeah.
I guess there's a screenshot for fucking that.
Screecher.
Oh, God damn.
EJ,
I mean,
why
Screech-
you do this to us, bro?
I mean, sorry. I'm so happy that we could have a Screech
I know.
shot. The
I'm so-
best alcohol on the planet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyone from Screech Industries, are you listening?
Here's
Hey,
a
speaking
screenshot.
of Mark, oh
Incorporated.
my
This is
God.
live in studio Anth.
Oh, Screech shot. I need to use this as chase. Nate, was this yours?
But I'll grab another one. I'm not gonna do a screen.
I don't blame you.
I got to drive.
Yeah, I don't blame you for not doing a Screech shot.
Oh,
Oh,
look at that! Get in there.
AJ's getting in there. And fuck you, Bot G. Appreciate the super chat, but
Yeah, get in there.
nice Screech shot. I'm just glad it's Saturday night, not Sunday. At 9
That's a
o'clock,
sweet
a
belt.
9 p.m.
That's a
Screech shot
sweet
is
belt.
never a good idea if you have to work the next day. What is that? Oh, ad's feeling spicy. Ads
spiced me fucking right up.
Ads feeling spicy with that. Yeah, you gave it. Look at you gave AJ that.
I got the most.
Yeah, good. The guy that's definitely needs it the most out of all of us got the most of it. Okay, cheers. This is
There you go.
shoot him if you boot him.
Ooh, AJ just took that one. That was nice.
It's delicious. Let me just talk for AJ here.
That is so good. Screech.
Screech, the drink of champions and fighters.
If they're champion, oh yeah, that's something.
Shoot
Look
him
at
if you
that.
boot
Look at
him.
this.
Shoot him
Look
if
at
you
this
boot
guy.
him. Look at AJ.
Look at this guy.
Get him. Get him. Get him.
I'm waiting for a barf.
Are you fighting Ad in Texas right now?
No, they were grappling.
Yeah, we
they're
grapple.
I
Hey,
kept calling it fighting.
That was AJ versus his Excel sheet.
Yeah, that was AJ versus his Excel sheet.
I don't know how to fight.
Okay,
I'll
what
tell
do we
you
got for final thoughts after that? Shoot him if you boot him. How do you
Well-
guys feel after that game?
Well, you know what? I want to get as much shit that Ultra says. He
You have
goes
something?
positive. The defense gave up 22 to the number one offense and 19 to the lines.
I
Here
know I
we
said
go.
that earlier.
Yes. Defense, as much as I want to be angry with them, when I sit back,
They played good.
offense ain't giving them much, and they are in there doing their business, bending, not breaking. And that's all you can ask for your defense. I mean, especially when we look at the dire situation with linebacker, which is still an issue, and we got to fucking try to wrap our heads around
But
that.
actually,
moving into the
one thing I
playoffs.
want to see playoffs. What did
Playoffs.
we keep their run game to? I said keep them to 125 and win the turnover battle was the most important part. What did we keep them to underneath?
Toss me one, son.
I think
Pretty
Gi-
close.
Gibbs had
Theirs?
like 56 yards or so. I don't know about Montgomery.
125. I said keep them to 125 and we
knows?
win the game.
Hey, there you go.
Boom, baby.
Great shot. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
Screech shot. Yeah, EJ's trying to make me get
Kill
pantless
these
over here.
AJ, AJ,
Here's
Toss
the
me
interesting.
one, son.
Here's,
AJ,
Toss me one, son.
AJ. I need a.
Toss me one, son.
here's the interesting thing. Montgomery was having almost every time he ran, I thought he had a really good run.
We've got him.
Craig, we've got him.
And then Gibbs came in, and on visually, it seemed like they should have just kept running with Montgomery. But obviously,
I thought Gibbs looked fast, but
No,
you're
no,
right,
but
by looking at the
Gibbs
stats,
did have a couple really good runs.
called back. He had that one big one.
that
was
one
called
big
back.
one that was called back.
Which was
yeah.
that was a penalty. 82 was holding.
Penalty's a penalty, man.
Penalty's a penalty.
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 Bot G says, "Good night, boys. Happy New Year."
Yeah, well, we're gonna get our let's. Oh yeah, Happy New Year's to everyone because this is gonna be the last time.
Happy New Year.
We say anything?
Boots on the ground.
Let's get final thoughts. EJ, Nate, give us your final thoughts. Then the bandwagon boys and myself will give ours. And yeah, what do you guys have?
EJ hit it.
My final thoughts is this team goes as Dak Prescott goes. You got to lean on him in the playoffs,
Playoffs.
and
Playoffs.
you know we'll hope for an Eagles loss tomorrow night, or I guess tomorrow.
What time
morning.
do
It's
they?
like a 12,
I'm watching that shit.
I'm
like a
watching
noon
that shit.
game. But either way, you know, how about them Cowboys? Jimmy Johnson goes into the Ring of Honor.
Heyo.
Hopefully the curse is lifted, and we get a deep playoff run.
Nate Dogg.
Ultra Cowboy is right. I do need a blunt. Other than that, everyone that supports this stream and this is a great show. Appreciate being on it. Thanks to everybody.
Oh,
And,
fuck
and
yeah.
you know what? I didn't mean to throw Nate off his game by having to read Ultra Cowboys vitriol,
Oh, no. It was
Get it.
funny. It was
Get it.
vitriol comments.
Vitriol?
Vitriol comments.
Ooh.
I don't even know how you use that in a
Hey,
sentence.
after,
I'm gonna have to.
after
I'm
you're
gonna have to.
I'm gonna ask you what that means.
I'm gonna have to. Well, I'm gonna have to dictionary check you on that.
Fucking AI it, bitch.
just read
And you
the
know what?
messages.
You know what? Fuck it. That's gonna be my answer next time someone asks me
AI?
anything at work. I'm gonna say fucking AI it, bitch.
Yeah, there you go.
Bandwagon boys, final thoughts.
Hey,
We're here and we're fucking coming for that fucking Super Bowl title, that Vince Lombardi fucking Super Bowl
Yes.
title. Because a game like this, the fucking 11-4 fucking Lions, you better believe that we're gonna be up on those PFF rankings when you see us on the Wednesday night. fucking main event.
NFL.com.
NFL.
Do you like
NFL,
that?
Fuck you, PFF.
You like that?
NFL PFF rankings. I don't give a shit what fucking rankings we are.
Oh.
We're going up, baby.
My glasses are fogging up. AJ, what
yeah,
you got?
fuck you, nerd.
I'm fucking paraphrase everything Adam said. Let's fucking
let's
go.
fucking go.
I only got one thing. If you know a Dallas Cowboys fan who knows people that don't like him?
If you know anybody
He
else
also
there
doesn't like
who's
it
gonna
down.
come down and try to take you down as a Dallas Cowboy fans and minimize or mitigate that fucking win this week,
Oh, man.
you tell them to go fuck themselves, baby.
That saved me. Thanks for the saving.
I was Big George W.
Big George W,
Big George
baby. Love all you, chat. Love all you. Love all you out there,
Thank you,
baby.
chat. We'll see you Wednesday.